Hey guys, I'm Shanae. I know several of you now because of Uncon. Daisy asked if we could like talk about our experiences and stuff like that. So I threw some notes together. I normally plan these things really well. I couldn't do it. So I'm gonna try to bang through my notes, see what I've got, and whatever else comes up. So I did one. I'm gonna turn my phone off just in case because it'll ring right in the middle of this. Um, so I did a video like this, a little one, after I went to Day Away, and I don't know what that was. Probably my dog. Sorry. But I did a little video like this after Day Away, and so I went back and rewatched it to kind of see like what I had said there. So my biggest takeaway from that was like that I did things I would do again and things I would do differently, and so I did that again for this one. So I just picked 5 things for each. So for do again, obviously number 1 is I would attend again, over and over and over every year, like no matter what, right? So number 2 is dress up and have fun. That's something that's normally like super outside of my comfort zone. I did not dress up as much as I wanted to for Day Away and wish that I had. And so this time I just kind of went all out and said, to heck with it, and did it. And I made my husband shop with me all over town for weeks to try to find just like some cheap, gaudy costume jewelry. We finally found some. It was $10. Like, why not, right? But it was so fun, and it was the perfect touch for the Denim and Diamonds night. So definitely like plan ahead, figure out your themes, pack clothes that are going to make you excited to go and things like that. So I had like this crazy shiny dress that I wore for Posh night, and it added a lot. It was so much fun. So I would definitely recommend that. Number 3, sorry, I'm like losing my voice. I have been since I got back. Is I would take a backpack over a bag. So we got, it's also a huge mess up here, so I'm sorry about that. We got this super cute bag when we checked in. Mine still has some stuff in it, but I carried a bag like this at Day Away, and I've tried bags like this before, and they're just not for me. It's too heavy on one side, whatever, you walk funky. You're loading a crap ton of stuff in that all weekend. So I really preferred having a backpack. I did, and it had pockets. I could keep everything organized. I knew where my stuff was, so I wasn't like freaking out because I couldn't find something. So I would definitely recommend a backpack if that's what you want, but you can also use a super cute bag. So that's just for me. Number 4 would be put your phone away and take notes. So a lot of people use their phones to like take pictures of slides and stuff like that, and I certainly did my fair share of that as well. But from the time that we all got arranged inside of the convention center, we all knew where each other were and everything, I actually switched my phone to airplane mode every single day. And I did not switch it back until after the general session was over and the speakers had finished talking. So that did 2 things for me. Number 1, it allowed me the peace of mind to fully be in the moment. I was, those were not business hours. This was Uncon hours. So I wasn't distracted with phone calls, texts, messages, anything like that. Like, that stuff can wait. You're not even there that long. If you can go all day at work, right, and not answer your phone, you can go a couple hours. So I definitely, I used my phone for pictures and things like that, but I wasn't using it to be interactive on social media and things like that. I did flick it back on, like we went to lunch, in our break between like different sessions, things like that. Or if I couldn't find anybody, I'd kick it back on and then join our little group chat. But it also, so I wasn't distracted by it, and my battery lasted a heck of a lot longer than it would have if it had been searching for a single signal and receiving all those texts and hi Angela, and receiving all those texts and calls and everything all day. So it kept me more focused, and then my battery lasted a lot longer. And then the last one I have on there is know your schedule, even if it's just roughly. So we got the PDF one, I don't know, maybe a week and a half before Uncon actually happened. And I printed it off, even though I swore in my Day Away one that I would not do that again in the future. And I'm so glad that I did. So we had like a high level agenda in here. Previously, we just had rough blocks. So this one you could actually go through and you could compare that to your schedule and figure out where you're supposed to be and stuff like that. So I'd also I would go through this. You don't necessarily have to print it, but I would read through this. There's a ton of information in here, super ton. So, and that made it really easy for me because I could actually I don't know where it is now, but they gave us one. My office is a hot mess, guys. But they gave us one when we checked in. It's basically the same thing. It has a couple more pages to it. But because I'd already gone through and done all of that, I just took in this one, I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it, but so I numbered 1, 2, and 3 on my classes there. And that was so easy because then I could just whip this out and be like, okay, I'm on number 2, I need to go upstairs. And that way I wasn't like fumbling through everything and checking 12 different places to figure out which class I was at this time, which floor it was on. Like, it was super easy. So I would say kind of know the schedule, and it doesn't have to be down to a T. Just know, hey, I'm in general session from 9 to this time this day. I have from here to here to eat dinner. Like, you don't have to know the entire like outlined agenda of speakers and all that kind of stuff, but it would really help keep you like in the moment and stuff like that. If you're not like, shoot, where am I supposed to be after this? Like, it allows you that time to just be in the moment, which like it goes so quickly. You're there and it feels like forever while you're there, but it's so fast. So 5 things I would do differently. Number 1, I would plan food better and coffee. So I took some bananas and I ate them like my first 2 days, and they make really good snacks. You're in there like all day and it's kind of cold and you could really use a couple snacks, and you're just like, I'm kind of hungry and now I've got to run all over the place and try to figure out what to eat for lunch and everything. So I would do better with food. And then definitely coffee. The one morning I had a coffee fiasco and was in line at Starbucks for like 35 minutes trying to get my coffee. So I would never do that again. I would gladly just take like a bottled Frappuccino over that. So number 2 would be transportation. I did drive down there, but then I really didn't feel comfortable driving around my car and driving other people in my car, like through the city. I just knew that was going to be too much for me. So I chose not to do that and just kind of rode along with people, helped pay for parking, and then I grabbed a couple Ubers as well. So with that, I noticed like on my last ride that you can actually split rides with other people on Uber. I didn't know that before, so I would recommend like getting to know your apps and stuff beforehand. Literally the first time I opened my app, I was standing on like the sidewalk and I'm like, wait, where are we going? Like trying to figure it out. So I would make sure you know that that's like how to use that stuff before you're trying to use it. And that way you can like connect up with other people and you can split rides and things like that. It's not fun if somebody feels like they have to pay all the time, and then it's not fun. Like, it's just not fun for people. So make sure that everybody's taking care of themselves on that. Number 3, the portal store. So the portal store is amazing. And if you haven't been to an event, it's like gonna blow your mind the first time you go, the second time you go. And I'm sure I'll even still be surprised like forever. But these are my personal things, like you do you, right? But I would pass on the big stuff. So a lot of the big stuff, you can get it like online on the portal store. And we got a discount still on the portal store, I think for like 24, 48 hours, something. It's a little window, but it's there. So you could purchase it still online for the same price, have it shipped right to your house, and not have to deal with all of it. But sometimes the discount in the portal store is bigger than it is online. And so that's one of my big things, is like, know your discount. So in this handy dandy thing, right, that they sent out, one of the pages actually lists all of the business tools and stuff that they're going to have in the portal store. So this is like huge, and you can actually read through it, know your discount, stuff like that. So some of it, if your discount's $1, is it really worth it? If it's like a $25 shirt, is it worth it to get it for $24? I don't know, unless it's one that you're like super in love with and have to have, probably not. But the samples that they marked all of them down to $10, so you're getting a whole bag of gender bender samples for $10. Yeah, that's probably worth it. So I would go through that, really read through it, make sure you know what's going on. And then they also, the page after that was like the fun new stuff for the portal store. And along with going through this, look hard. So I noticed like a week in advance that this right here, you can't see it on my black and white printout, but that's one of the buy 5 get 1 free stories. I noticed that. I went on to my email, got the original PDF in full color and opened it, and you could read. So I knew what 6 of the products were before they launched because of that little, like, I don't know if it's a sneak peek or a slip up, but I knew. And so that was exciting. if that's not for you, don't do that. But so much info in here. Make sure you read through it and then use that to help with the portal store and classes and things like that. All right, so one thing I would do is pack less clothes. I don't know why, but I always think that I need about 12 shirts more than I actually do for something. So like, why? I don't know why I do that. But my suitcase was like jam-packed coming home, and I knew better, but what you gonna do, right? So then also check your stuff. So I took, and this is in this too, like how much tech do you actually need? I took a ton of stuff I never even used. So I took my tablet, didn't even use it, right? But I thought like, hey, if I'm taking this, which is for my tablet, I'll just pull this part off and use this for my phone, right? I'm gonna save on some packing space. This wouldn't work for my phone. My phone just said, no, I'm not doing that. So then I was at the discretion of everybody else in the house, like, hey, can I bum a charge off of your charger? Luckily, everybody was super sweet and let me do that. But also for like the first day, I was charging my phone off of my like battery pack, which also used the same cord as my tablet thing. So like I tried to make sure that everything was in the same family, but it was not good. So thank you, ladies, for helping me out with that and not letting me have a dead phone all the time. But I did not use my tablet once. So was it worth the weight in my backpack? Was it worth the wasted space? No. I did not even open the case. So I would not take that again. And then I took this little baby printer that does pictures, and I did end up using this. We took some awesome pictures throughout the week, and I surprised Daisy like last minute by printing some of them out and giving them to her. They're also stickers, so it's so fun. You can put them in your notebook, all kinds of things. But I also took a whole extra pack of 50 sheets of paper that I didn't need, and I've got this thing jam-packed with like 40 extra sheets of paper. I didn't need it. So in my mind, when I'm packing, I'm like, oh, this is great because if the other girls want to use it, all they have to do is download the app and blah, blah, blah. You don't have that kind of time. So really, in reality, I should be like, hey, give me your address and I'll print out some pictures and send them to you instead of like loading my backpack up with all this stuff I did not need. So that's one thing, like check what you're packing. Do you really need it? If not, save that space because you're coming home with so much stuff. You're gonna be like, oh my God, why is there a tablet in a backpack? Like that's 3 pounds I don't need. So yeah. The last thing I have for do differently for next year is budget and plan ahead, like now. So I went back through and I added up all my expenses for Uncon, and I'm almost ashamed to say it was over $1,200. So that, like, please don't tell my husband. That was ridiculous, like actually sitting down and adding it back up. And so looking at that now, I can be like, okay, wait a minute. Like, I don't know where it went. I probably was so ashamed I threw it on the floor or something. It's a hot mess. I know I already said that, but it's real bad. But like we did really good with our lodging. We all split the house. I did good with the ticket. I got the early bird ticket, but then I went into the portal and spent way more than I'd planned on. And like just little stuff like that. I waited kind of last minute to pick out my dress for Posh night. So I ended up spending more than I should have. Like these are things that you can start planning now. They already told us the theme for next year. We already know where we're going. We already know when it is. So my plan now is to start not just saving now, because I mean, $1,200 is still like ridiculous, but I could save $100 a month and have the exact same experience, carefree, you know, next year. Or I can be a little bit smarter, shop ahead of time, you know, plan my food a little bit better, things like that. So I want to kind of take that into account. That's just that part of it. So I took 13 pages of notes. I condensed them down with highlights to just 2 pages for you guys, and then I went back through and like starred the stuff that really jumped out at me. So I would recommend, I know I mentioned like turn off your phone and take notes. So I don't remember who said it, what day it was, whatever, but somebody said like, it's not what these slides mean, it's not what these slides say, it's what these slides mean to you. And so when I take notes, I put that stuff in there. Like my stuff, I know I keep saying it, it's literally everywhere. But so when I take notes, I do that and I can reconnect with like the moment when I go back and think about it. So like, Gotta find them here. Okay, so like this is just a page of notes, right? And like I said, I took 13, so this is crazy. And then I went back in afterwards. Stars were things that spoke to me again, rethinking about it. I added some stuff in there. I've got things circled. Like, this is going to be an invaluable sense of source of information for me, because sure, you can sit back and be like, yeah, that was really great and I love that. But then it's like, wait, what did that speaker say? Or like, it's so much information too. Like, you're cramming so much information into just such a short amount of time, that being able to have that to go back and look at, like, just because those things I started spoke out to me again the second time reading it, if I go back through it in a month, my business is going to be in a different place and I'm going to be in a different place, and different things are going to jump out to me. So just because, you know, that's what hit me that day doesn't mean that I should not have it for the future. So yeah. So like I said, I grabbed some little stuff out here, and I'm going to just kind of run through these. So the first couple ones were from Jessica Posh. I believe just on like the main stage. It goes so fast, Angela. Like, while we were there, I was like, oh my God, I feel like we've been here for a week. And then all of a sudden it's like, wait, everybody, no, what? Hold on, stop. Like, and it goes like that. So, but I think it was up on like just the main stage or whatever. And she said, you can work part-time, but you can't work sometime. And that to me was like, yeah. So like, I can do this part-time, but if I just do it sometime, I'm not establishing a good business routine. I'm not establishing myself, and I'm not like creating good practices for myself. So that really jumped out at me. And then the power hour, which I think I mentioned on a comment somewhere, that was one of her things. So she said, break it into 4 parts. You have follow-up, booking parties, connecting with your team, both up and down. So just because you don't have a downline does not mean you should not be connecting with your team, and personal development. And do 3 to 5 of those a week, and you're going to be good to go. Things are going to happen so much faster. And it's the consistency of doing those same things in a pattern, in a routine. And it was so funny because, so we have, and I did not write her name down here, but the author of Girl Wash Your Face is coming to Uncon next year. Daisy's been talking about this book. I've seen it on Audible, all that kinds of stuff. But the last couple months, if you guys have Audible, you like pay your monthly thing, whatever, and you get like a credit towards a book each month. But the past couple months I've been loading up on audiobooks for the car, because I love to listen to them. And so the whole drive down and back from Nashville, I was listening to books. And I got back, and for whatever reason, right, there was a free credit in my email. They were like, hey, we love you, here's a free credit. So I went ahead and grabbed Girl Wash Your Face. So I'm so excited to start that probably tomorrow for my 15 minutes of personal development. And like, that was meant to be, right? So I'm super excited about that. And then Alyssa Brown, and again, these are like notes from notes, so I don't remember when and where she was speaking, but it was the art of consistency. It was a breakout session because it says now is the time to get consistent. So you need different content for each platform in social media. And that kind of jumped to me because I'm so used to sharing something on my Instagram. It's a bug on my desk. But sharing something on Instagram and then having it upload to Facebook, right? So then I'm already sharing the same stuff on 2 different things. And then I'm going to share that same picture again into my VIP. Why? Because it's easy. But no, don't do that. Create different content, because then you're gonna like your customers are gonna become your audience on so many different platforms, and they're gonna like stay with you to get that stuff. So they're, you know, why would I follow you on Instagram if you're just spitting out the same stuff over here? So I really like that idea, and you're gonna reach different audiences too. So that's something that I'm working really hard on. I've been working to create my own graphics, which is a little bit out of my comfort zone, but not so much. I feel like I can do it. I just may not be the best at it. So practice, right? And then she also mentioned make sure that those accounts link to each other and are easy to connect to one another. So like, I wouldn't want my name to be Shanae Posh on one and like, I don't know, whatever else on another one and whatever. So this is actually something I was already doing, and I should have been doing it for the ease of my customers, but I was actually doing it for the ease of myself. So you're getting 2-fold in this one. Mine are all Shanae.Poshabilities. So that's, you can email me at that. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. So that was because I'm like, I got too much going on. I cannot keep 40 different things straight here. So I already had that one working for me, but I didn't realize what a difference that makes for my customers. So hearing that from her was pretty cool. And then we had Allison come and talk, and she talked about her awesome tools for awesomeness. And I'm sure other people will talk about them, so I'm not going to go into all of that. If not, I did, take good notes on that. We can upload, make something. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. But those were they really were kind of good for me, because it showed that, like, you always seem to think, and I won't say you, I guess I always seem to think that I'm alone in a problem, and that I'm alone in finding a solution for that problem. And she just broke it down, and she's like, no, girl, there's 3 kinds of problems, and here's 2 tools for each one of those problems. So problems are universal, and, like, literally you can fit any problem into these, like, tools that she has for awesomeness. So if you don't know what that is, definitely let somebody know. I'm sure one of us can help you out, share some notes, pictures of slides, things like that. But it's a lot to run through, so I'm not going to throw that in here. This is already going to be plenty long. And then, let's see, Janelle Ellsworth, this was another breakout session. I don't remember exactly which one it was. But she said she sets her goals in terms of commission, not in terms of PV. And that's, like, such a simple thing, and I'd never even thought about that. She's like, yeah, sure, it sounds great to be like, ooh, I'm going to have 1,000 PV this month. But then you sit back and look, and you're like, that's $250. I mean, that's great. That's way more than I started the month with. But in terms of your needs, is that sustainable? Are you going to get to the levels that you want? Are you going to be able to stay home eventually? Are you going to be able to pay for daycare or dance classes or whatever for your kids, or, whatever you want? Like, are they sustainable on the goals that you have if you're setting your goals in terms of PV over commission? Chances are no. So that was like, yes, Angela, she was so good. She's so fun. She has, like, a ton of kids. I can't remember if it was 7 or 9, but it was a ton. And she was so fun and so down to earth. And so that really was like, okay, yeah, I see that. And so the past couple days, I've just been, like, holed up in my office. I'm running through everything. Yeah, it's been really good. I'm almost ready to, like, come out with all my goals. So you guys wait for that one. They're going to be big. And then her other thing that I really took away was, don't let your customers forget you. So she told a story about how, like, one of her friends, she'd been like, hey, I've got some samples. And she was always like, no, I'm okay. And she'd, like, share a party link, and she'd be like, no, I'm okay. And then she came to her one day and was like, hey, so I have this, like, big fat yummy hand cream or whatever it was. And she's like, and I need some more of it, but I don't know where else to get it, but I know that you do this. And she was like, well, oh, cool. Where did you get it? And she's like, oh, it was a teacher gift, right? So, and she said, I didn't sell those gifts, but she knew where her Posh lady was. So, like, that was like, well, duh, right? All these things are just, like, they seem so simple, but then when somebody, like, actually puts them into words, you're like, yeah, that's what I've been thinking. So I really like that idea. Like, don't let them forget you. Be out there. And then also, like, it almost gives me the ability to just be like, I'm your Posh lady on my personal page. And I am getting there. That is a goal of mine. So hopefully soon, Shanae Fraser and Posh lady will be one and the same. So then there was Cindy Carpenter, and that was the raising. My computer's doing things. Sorry if you guys can hear that. Cindy Carpenter did the Raising the Bar one. My biggest takeaway from that was she said, look at your best month. So, like, go back through your past several months, whatever, pick your best month. What would it mean for you to raise the bar on that? So if you took that month and you raised it 25%, what would that mean for you? What about 50%? 100%? Like, what are these things going to do for you? And another girl in the same one, she said, like, what's the worst that can happen, right? Either way, you're still growing and doing and working your business. You're still going to be reaping those rewards and benefits and the foundation that you're laying with these people, even if you don't hit every goal. So don't let your goals, like, stop you because you're a little bit short. Like, you're still getting everything out of that. Just because you didn't hit your goal, you're not a failure. Like, you've already worked so hard. Oh, excuse me. We just ate pizza. So, side note on that. And you can do anything for a short period of time. And I really like this. And Anne talked about this when I was a day away, and I had, like, forgotten that until I heard it again here, because Anne had mentioned, like, going out for the first time and sharing samples with people can be the most utterly terrifying thing in the world, right? So and she was so good at explaining it. She's like, you're standing in line at the grocery store, and you've already got your big fat yummy hand cream out and you're putting it on your own hands, and you really want to share it with the person in front of you, where you're like, no, if I do that, I'm going to die. I will literally die right now if I try to share this with somebody. And you start to go into a panic, right? But if you could just stop and be like, I can take 15 seconds out of my life, offer this lady some lotion, right? If she says, I could literally run out of this store if she says no and nobody's ever going to know, it's going to be okay, right? So just take these little teeny bits and you're going to be fine. And so I'll let you guys know, I don't really Posh people outside of my house. It is so far out of my comfort zone. But rehearing like that you can do anything for a short period of time, like jogged my memory on that, and I like tucked that way down. But so that is one of my goals in the next week, is to actually get out of my house, put samples in my bag, go out and Posh people. So I'm really excited to do that. I'm excited for the things I'm going to get back from that, even if it's just personally. So, you know, and that's one thing, like, you have to be realistic with yourself. I may not go out and get new customers. I'm going to try. I'm definitely going to try, but I may not. What I might get is the confidence to go out and do it more, to become more consistent, to reach out to people. Like, those are winning things too. So just remember that. All right, let's see what else we got here. So then Sarah, she was in the Raise the Bar one. She said, get personal, share those pictures with your face. So if you're using a mask, share a picture with your face, hold up the product, whatever. Like, just sharing the stock images all the time isn't going to cut it. They're just going to keep scrolling. But if they see your face, if they see you're interacting, things like that, it's going to get you a long ways. And also in terms of parties, somebody else had mentioned it. I don't think it was her, but like, put that stuff on there. Like, if you have a family, like, do your introduction post, share pictures of your family and stuff like that. Like, make it personal for these people. She also said, find a host motivation. Not everyone is motivated by free. And to me, that was like, what? No, everybody is. But then they start talking about it. It's not. Sometimes your host's whole motivation is helping you. And I know that I've actually personally had that already. I had one that was like, oh, thank you so much. Like, I'm so glad I was able to help you reach your goal. Thank you for asking me to host. Like, she didn't want the free stuff. I mean, she enjoyed it and she used her perks and ordered some free stuff, but she didn't get into it for that. So you can't always motivate a host by being like, oh, if you do this, you get something free. You can be like, oh, like, I'm so excited that you're going to get free stuff and it really pushes me that much closer to my goal. Like, switch it up when you're talking to hosts if you're not having some reactions on stuff. Because sometimes it's not that they want free things. So who would have thought, right? There was Bonnie Dodge, and she did delight the customers. And she said, and this was like a light bulb moment, like seriously the whole time, just light bulb, light bulb, light bulb. She said, customers expect a good product at a fair price, delivered in a timely manner, and a thank you. We all give thank yous, right? But I didn't think that it was like something expected. Not that this is like some huge, big crushing moment for me, but I'm like, oh yeah, so make sure that you're consistent in that, Shanae, because these people are expecting this. And then she also said, you don't share experiences that you expected. You share the ones that went above and beyond. And that's true, right? So like, I had pizza for dinner. It wasn't like anything more than I had expected. So if you guys weren't here right now, I wouldn't be telling you about it. But if we had ordered it and the delivery guy was amazing, or it came in and it was just so much better than ever before, or whatever, I might share it on Facebook. I might do that. I might tell my sister about it. And so you're going to share those experiences that go above and beyond. You're not just going to share the everyday experience that you've already expected that you're going to get. And that was like, well, duh. So I need to be above and beyond. So that is one of my goals. Then Eddie also mentioned like a mini power hour into helping yourself find a morning routine and get connected with yourself. And he said to break your morning hour into self-development, exercise, planning, and then your little last bit is either for prayer, meditation, or gratitude practice. And I really like that. Like, I kind of struggle in the mornings getting going. And so if I can take an hour, and this is really an hour for yourself, like all these things are for yourself. This isn't like, oh, I got to take this time and do this for this person or whatever. Like, you got to take time for yourself. You really need to put yourself first. You deserve it. So like, make sure that you're doing these things so that your routines can become habits. and you know, you're moving forward with everything that you want to. And then this other woman, I don't know which breakout group she was in, but her name was Gretchen Green, and she talked about mystery bags and that she did them live. She opened them for people. And I was like, that is such a bizarre concept, right? What? So I was like, what do I have to lose on this, right? So I came home and I told everybody I was going to do a Christmas and July sale, right? Everybody's doing them right now. I didn't want to miss out on that for my customers. I didn't want them to feel like I wasn't, you know, in tune with things or willing to give them good deals. So I decided I was going to do grab bags, and you can actually see I've got some here. And I sold them on in my VIP group. I had a total of 8 to start with, and I put them on there, and I sold 3. And I was like, you know, that's pretty decent, right? I mean, I can call that a success. That's, you know, however many more dollars than I didn't have yesterday. And so then I told them, okay, well, I'm gonna go live on Friday, or not Friday, Wednesday, because that was the 25th, yeah, yesterday. So it's like an actual the 25th, right? Christmas in July. I'm like, yeah, I can roll with this. So I told them, oh, I'm going to go live, and I'm going to show you guys all your prizes that you won from our fall launch games, because I did games on my VIP while I was away. And I was like, and we're going to open up your mystery bags, okay? So see you there. And I was like, this is so awkward. Nobody's going to like this. So then, after I went through that, right, and I only had one person watching, and I'm like, whatever, we're just going to roll with this. It's going to be fine. If it's absolutely terrible, I'll just never do it again. And then while I was doing it, I was like, hey, if anybody wants the rest of these bags, you guys can still claim them. Like, well, the video's up, whatever. And I didn't have any claimed right then. And so then I took a picture of the bags remaining, posted it again, and I was like, hey, we're going to do this for a second time. I don't want you guys to miss out on this. This is so great and amazing, and you're going to love your products. And I put something like extra in each bag. So I'm like, hey, these are the extras we still have up for grabs, but I'm only doing it till Friday. After Friday, I'm dumping them back into my inventory. I only have 1 left. So I'm going to go live with them tomorrow. And like, it was huge. People were so excited. I got messages. I'm so excited. I don't know what that product is. Like, you're going to have to tell me what I can use it for. Like, who would have thought, right? I'm like, this is going to be so weird and awkward. I don't want to open these on here. And I, like, tried to hide all of that and, like, get excited and be like, oh, you got this in your bag. And I never would have thought to do that, like, in a million years. And I'm already seeing the benefits from it. I'm like, yes. So if you guys haven't tried that, no matter how weird you might think it is, I would give it a shot. Those were my notes. I've got a bunch of other stuff here. I don't know if you guys care about it or whatever, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So we got a ton of stuff, a ton of stuff. And I know I'm just maybe the first of these videos to go up. I don't know that for sure. But I know we're all going to kind of take a turn to talk about our experiences. So I did not want to go through every little thing and then have somebody be like, dang it, Shanae, that was really exciting to me and it meant a lot to me. And you're just like, oh, I got this. So I picked a couple that meant the most to me. And those are what I'm going to show you because I don't want to raid on anybody's parade if they were really excited about something. And who knows, maybe watching theirs could get me excited about it too. So let me see here. I've got the iShape Bay product, well, like pamphlets and stuff. And I got my shirt. And I've been kind of living in this shirt. I love it. But these are so exciting to me. So this one's like a table card. And then this is a like pamphlet. So I love this. And this is like, this is motivating to me beyond anything out there. And I actually, this. So I took this page right here, which you're probably not gonna be able to see. I need to work on my like camera for this, but it has all of our products with Shea, which ones are already in the Shea sisterhood and all that kind of stuff. And I cropped it. I shared it on here somewhere, I think, maybe. But I shared it in my VIP. I also talked about it when I went live and was like, I know that you guys are already using these products and you're literally helping women across the world. And like, my girls get into this stuff. So I know that is going to be exciting. I'm excited to have those to reflect on, have to answer questions, things like that. I got my certificate for the Change for Change donation, and I'm really excited for this. I'm going to get it framed, as cheesy as that might be, and hang it on my wall for my VIPs, because they're really the reason that I have this, and I want them to know that I appreciate them. So I feel like having it out and on display is going to do that, and I'm really excited to have it. And then we got this one, which is like the tracker sheet for the incentive next year. And this is so handy for me. I love having stuff like this when I'm making goals, when I'm making plans, things like that, to be like, oh yeah, I got to push to this week. So this is going to make it really nice and easy for me, and I don't have to like save a bunch of pictures on my phone or pull it up on the VO or whatever. It's right here. It's handy. I can tuck it right into my little cubby, and I'm super excited to have it, and I love it. So I got one of these for Change previously and had it printed out like this, not on this fancy paper, and it really helped. It's like, I'm like, okay guys, we got to push a little bit harder. We're almost to that next part. So I find that to be helpful. Let's see, I've got like other stuff here, but I know other people are going to be more excited about that. So I've got 2 more things here, and then I'll let you guys go, maybe 3, I don't know, we'll see. So I took this little guy, and this is like a lifesaver for me. So this is an old Ipsy bag, but it's actually super cute and versatile. And I would recommend, if you're going to any kind of event, that you have some kind of little pack like this with you, because you never know what you're going to need. So mine, I had this other little zipper bag inside that had my money, cards, ID, things like that. It's also the perfect size to slip into my front pocket or back pocket if we were going somewhere else and I didn't want to take everything. I have some headache medicines because they suck. I tucked some little Beardoll wipe samples in here because we were playing with products. We were gross. It was humid and sweaty. So these were handy. I have business cards in here. I don't know how I missed this before. So another thing is, take some business cards, right? I know we're all Posh women together, but you can actually trade your business cards with other women like a trading card. And I'm so excited to have done this time. I did not do it at Dayway. And I actually reconnected with some people I met at Dayway anyway, like at Uncon, which was super exciting. And now we're all friends on Facebook. But this way I've got these Zoom and I can reach out to them and be like, hey, I'm so glad that I met you. Like, I hope you had a great experience. Connect with them. So that's really nice. You can share them with them. But also you can hand these out to people. Like, seriously, in a pinch, I've got samples and business cards right here. So some of our girls did amazingly well and were poshing people walking down the road in front of our house, Uber drivers. One of the, like, she was a singer at a bar. She was like in the band and somebody poshed her. Like, what? And I'm sitting there like, oh, I should have brought some samples. Dang it. So this way you're ready to go. I took my perk stick, because you always need one of those. Backup phone charger. And then I've got a hair tie, lip balm, and a couple bobby pins in there. So definitely, like, you need some kind of little survival kit. Does not have to be huge, doesn't have to be fancy, but make sure you've got some little things there. And it also, like, you can help each other with that. So yeah, I would highly recommend it. This other thing is something I do personally, and you might think it's dumb, whatever. I don't care. I like it. So I'm a really sentimental person. I used to scrapbook forever. Now it's not my favorite. It takes way too much time. But my husband and I started making memory jars, which are literally what they sound like. He's very sentimental too. He would never tell you that, but he is. And so we've both collected like mementos forever. And so you go on an adventure, collect your mementos, you throw them in a jar, right? And then you decorate the jar. However, so we actually, like, these line the tops of the shelves all around our house. So I don't want to, like, push Posh into our memory jars, but I have these little boxes. So these actually were left over from a craft that I did as a Christmas gift a couple years ago. So I now have 2 of them. I have my Day Away and my Uncon one, and it's got everything all together in it. So this is like just little stuff that normally you'd have to find a place to put or whatever, but it's all here together. And so I really like these because there's so much motivation and energy and all that kind of stuff at these events, and you come home and you lose that. So let's say you're having like the worst day ever, right? Things are going wrong. All those people that told you they were going to join your team didn't. You didn't get any orders. Nobody's booked your freaking party. Like, nothing is going right. You can pull one of these open, right? Or you can grab your stuff from Uncon. You can sit back and flip through your notes, and you can remember, like, that was the best. And you can find something you can take, like, have a takeaway from that and fuel yourself forward. And so I find that is super fun. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a box full of stuff. It can just be your notes. But I would recommend keeping something around so when you have hard days, not only can you remember why you do this, but you can remember why it's fun to do this. So, yes. All right, and then last but certainly not least, I kind of a two-parter. So we got to try a lot of the products, right? Super fun. And I got to bring some of them home. So, like, this one, these two actually I think were giveaways. Like, you got tickets for giveaways. So these ones I think came through that. This one I got off of a table when we got to do like a sniff test. Same with this guy, which I'm super excited I got before they sold out. But they are coming back. But I did get one, so either way. Yeah, and then I had the clear cut, which I got because of the Star Club, I think, right? For if you signed up for Uncon, then you got like a gift or incentive every week on Wednesday, which is another huge perk if you guys didn't know that. If you sign up for Uncon, I don't know if that's forever or just this one, but we got a special like product or whatever every Wednesday for like the 6 or 8 weeks leading up to Uncon. So we got fall products before they launched. We got the clear cut, which I don't have. I gave mine away. But so I took all these guys and I made little sample packs. And these are going out to my VIPs tomorrow. I told them they would have to wait because I'm sending everything all at once. I wasn't going to send these and then send their mystery bags and then send their prizes. They'd have to wait. They're all going out at once. But so I splurged for the stickers, the fall pack of stickers in the Portal store. It was like $8, but you get a ton of stickers. If anybody wants any, let me know because they're way more than I'm going to use. And so it made it super easy to come back and do these. Very low stress. I wasn't worried about printing them out and cutting them out and everything else. Like, I'm kind of on a time crunch right now to get all this stuff out. So made it super easy. I just put them in little 3x4 bags, got a business card, and they got 4 of each one. And I kind of talked about them too, and I was like, just remember guys, these aren't like a full face mask and stuff like that, but you've got plenty of product in each of these to try it out, and that way you can really like get into it before you go ahead and order them. Make sure you order them quickly because they're selling out, like whatever. But so I would recommend doing something like that. I kept it very limited. So like this is the face mask that I got with my giveaway thing, and it's probably like almost gone. So I was like, I'm making 15 samples and that's it. If you want on this, let me know. Like, I had my Google Doc out. They had to fill that out to get samples. And like, this guy's almost empty. So don't break yourself making samples by any means. But if you can, make some. And I would definitely say have them be limited. So this, I have 15. Once these are gone, they're gone. And I already told them Friday, after I send them out, whatever's not gone, I'm posting on my personal page. So if they haven't claimed their samples yet, they're not going to get them. Because somebody else on my personal page, family, friends, whatever, might be like, those look so fun. I definitely need some of those. And they're gone. So they got first whack at them, but that was it. So also, these are so freaking bright. We got these as one of our giveaways too, and I didn't open them until I was doing my live because I wanted something to kind of be surprising. But look at those, and they smell so good. So I think that's all I have for you guys. We got lots of amazing stuff. We got all kinds of little like goodies that I'm definitely going to be using. We got some bumper stickers, which are so exciting. A save the date card for next year's Uncon. So yeah, I guess I'm going to jump off. But thank you guys for watching. You can hashtag replay if you want to. That's up to you. And I'm so excited to hear about the other girls' Uncon experiences. I know that it was different for all of us. And so it's going to be really cool to see your takeaways and to have these videos to kind of reflect on in those days where we're not doing so hot. So thank you guys again. And hopefully I will see all of you at our next event. Bye.